One of my favorite subjects, yeah, that's Lake Tahoe history here and beyond. With me in the studio this evening, Dr. David Borges. He's a chiropractor here in town and historian. I could sit and talk to you all day long about Tahoe history and beyond. Now, we're talking John C. Fremont.
John C. Fremont.
Discovered Lake Tahoe in 1844, but that's not all he's known for.
No, he was a map maker. And he made maps. He made the map of Lake Tahoe, and he put Tahoe on the map, and he called it Lake Bonpland. But he continued on down to John Sutter's, and then 2 years later he comes back and does another map-making expedition. But this time he gets close to the Pacific Ocean. And when he gets to the Pacific Ocean, he sees this area where it is what we now call the Golden Gate, the Golden Gate Bridge. He called it Chrysopolis.
Where did he get that name?
Well, he was a map maker, and he knew a lot of places throughout the world. And in Istanbul, which is now Turkey, in Turkey, there is a place called the Golden Gate, right there.
And it used to be Constantinople.
It used to be Constantinople. Now it's Istanbul.
Yep.
And there was a Golden Gate there, so he thought that was what he saw. He read books on it. When no one knows if he was there or not, but he knew the name, and that was the Golden Gate into the Black Sea. He was thinking this was the Golden Gate to the Pacific Ocean. And so he, as a map maker, he named a lot of things, and he named it Chrysopolis.
Golden Gate before the discovery of gold in California.
Oh, way before 2 years before 1848 is when gold was discovered in Coloma, and you know all about that.
Yeah. We were just there last weekend.
But he named the Golden Gate prior to the the finding of the gold.
Oh my gosh.
And the name of California is named after a mythical lady in the book, Calafai, who was on an island of gold. And that was named by Cortez in the 1500s. So California actually had a golden name way before we found the big motherlode of gold.
That is just fascinating. A golden history well before the discovery of gold.
Isn't that just amazing?
It is amazing. So he came back after discovering Tahoe. Where did he come back from?
Well, as a map maker, he was the general map maker for the United States to get the inland part of the West Coast. That was his job, and they did a great job doing that. And they made a lot of maps, and the maps are still in existence, and most of them are fairly accurate.
Fascinating.
Fascinating.
And back then they didn't have the drones and the satellite point-to-point.
Telescopes and stars and a clock that wasn't too accurate.
Yeah, I can only imagine what it must have looked like for him back then without the bridge or without any of the building.
It's amazing to think of what things that they were doing back then, and then 200 years later comes and are fulfilled prophecies.
For sure.
Essentially, the naming of things.
Absolutely. I mean, when they did discover gold, how that must have been here we are.
Glad I named it that.
Fitting.
That was a fitting name 2 years earlier.
God, I love the history that you bring in to the studio. It's always so fascinating. And man, John C. Fremont, amazing things for Tahoe and beyond.
And the guy who named Lake Tahoe, or discovered it.
Discovered Lake Tahoe,
Wrote down the sighting of Lake Tahoe. Let's say it that way. It was the Indians were already up here.
Sure, of course, yes.
Right.
Yeah,
so let's say it that way. He wrote it down.
That's true. And also the naming of California, fascinating stuff.
Yeah, we can go into that to a different time, but that was named by a guy named Cortez.
Yeah.
Who
Calafai.
Who read the book that had the mythical character Calafai in it.
Fascinating.
And he had to name the place something, so he said, well, California. Here we are.
Very cool. Now you have classes starting up in the fall that you teach at Lake Tahoe Community College. If you want to know more about Tahoe history and beyond, this is the guy right here. Thanks for coming in this evening.
Thank you.
More Tahoe Tonight coming your way right after this.